Prayer is a message, a bird with a destination. Each prayer, every prayer is sacred. But it's how you pray that matters. It's why you pray that matters. Prayer in the craft doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as stopping in the middle of a moment, saying a word to the gods you know, to the systems you adhere to, telling them that you recognize them, that you see them. Prayer to me in my personal practice might be a little bit complicated. And I don't expect this to be anything others adhere to just because I say it. But it feels important when I do it and in the way that I do it. So just so you can get a glimpse into just what prayer means to me, I'll explain how I do it in my practice. So, in my personal practice, I pray to many things, but mainly I pray to the universe. I believe that the universe is engaged in this dance, the dance of harmony between the forces of masculine and feminine, will and power. And it is within that dance, there are moments when together they stop, and for a moment they're not engaged in a loving war. For a moment they just are. You may wonder why they are engaged in that fighting, in that loving act of violence. But I fear we might get too deep into belief system I don't think you're ready to hear about yet. But essentially, prayer is recognition. It's a message you send out from your soul, not because you want something you don't have, but you want something you already do have. The world is made up of illusions. Many, many illusions. We feed ourselves illusions every day. And essentially, I just believe a prayer is a way of taking bits and pieces of the illusions away. You are already whole. Believe it or not, you are. But it's these illusions that make you believe you're not. And so a prayer is a cleansing. It reminds you of who you are. Everything that we desire and everything we would ever do to gain it is internal first. A prayer happens inside before it happens outside. You have to muster up the need, the desire, to find it within yourself, to name it, and that is a sacred act. Once you do that inside act, then you send the prayer outside. When the universe recognizes itself. Because then it'll recognize you. A prayer is a synchronistic act in my practice. It's not one I do at any moment. It's one I do at the moment. And to me, synchronicities are just that. But that's just my practice. And I believe that the universe responds more intimately when you give it symbols more tailored to you. So what are the symbols tailored to you? For me, it's numbers and time and other things, of course, but for you, I bet it could be stuff like the planets or plants or animals or cars or certain things like that. Maybe you could say a prayer when you get a certain card in tarot. I don't know. Maybe you could say a prayer when a certain planet is in transit because that's special to you. Make a prayer personal. Because again, the universe will respond more intimately when you give it a language only you can understand. The universe speaks many languages, and trust me when I say it'll speak yours. Very fluently, in fact. So have that deep, intimate conversation with the universe. That's what a prayer is. Now let's see if there's anything more in my notes. Yeah, I think we talked about it. Okay. Thank you, and goodbye.